Good morning, guys. Excuse my voice. I just woke up. Well, I'm a little groggy. I took some heavy sedatives. I haven't been sleeping well. Secondly, it's gonna be a new reintroduction slash update, life update. As you can see, I don't have my ears. I'm not in my normal situation. I'm in my car today. And normally I don't like streaming or recording in my car just because I like being atypical. I watch a lot of YouTubers who do it in their car, and I just didn't want to be like them, you know? I don't want to do the same thing everyone else is doing. So when I made my YouTube, I wanted it to be different. I wanted to stand out. I wanted to, do XYZ to make myself stand out. But as of this point, I think I was just trying too damn hard. Although I do like the fuzzy ears, that's still a part of me. I still like being a dork and wearing them, but if you guys prefer it without it, I don't know, I'm a little hesitant. Because part of it is, too, I also, seek validation. I don't have any furry friends. So, and I always get teased for being a furry, so I don't feel like it's okay. So I post myself on YouTube doing it to kind of normalize myself and make it okay. Get myself used to it. Seeking validation, you know how that works. So I may still wear the ears, I may not, I haven't decided. But I'm going to give you a small life update. And I overshare, for sure, is what I feel like, is because I try to give as much detail and essence of my life because my videos relate to my spiritual journey. So I'm trying to revamp a way to where I tell you what's going on in my life without complaining, without passing the energy to you. Because I used to complain to my crystal lady, my guide, my mentor. I call her my crystal lady, but she's technically my guide. And she would be like, you're trying to pull me into the energy of whatever that situation was. But there's a way to talk about it and vent about it without trying to pull them in. So I'm working on communication of saying, okay, this is what's going on in my life, but I'm not complaining about it. I'm not trying to speak negatively. It's just, this is what's happening, and this is how I'm growing. This is how I'm changing. This is how it applies to me spiritually. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a really fucking rough week. The last couple of weeks. Honestly, for anyone who's feeling it, because I don't think I've even had the channel this long, but ever since March, shit's just been crazy. Like, it's been nuts. I've had so much change the past few months. I'm living with my sister right now. I had to move out of my apartment. And the relevance between that is I had to let go of the past. I settled into this apartment. I became comfortable. I became safe. And it wasn't a bad environment. Let's put it this way. Okay, so for everyone who knows to a certain level of consciousness or awareness, you're aware that the reality around you reflects back to you your inner state. Now, obviously, you could go find a video on what that actually means. Most people just kind of say it and not go into detail, or they end up splitting it up into a separate video. What that truly means is, literally, quite literally, what's going on around you is a direct reflection. And it finally clicked in for me. I've understood logically, but not spiritually or emotionally. It's like, logically, that makes sense. Okay, I get it. So I feel like I'm constantly under attack, so I'm constantly under attack. Logically, that makes sense. But then it's like, okay, well, I understand it, so why am I not letting it go? Why can't I get rid of this pattern, this emotion, this feeling? So now my awareness kicked it up a notch. I laugh, ironically, because it's a good thing, but it feels like a bad thing, because it's ruining my life. In a weird way, it's ruining my 3D experience. So, I say I can't. I don't like saying that word, but it's extremely difficult for me to function in an everyday scenario. And I feel extremely effing broken because of it. I work a 9-to-5 job. I'm just going to tell you guys, I don't care. Privacy doesn't matter. I work at a UPS store. I do packages, I do shipments, I do Amazons. In fact, it's a lot. We do a lot. Notaries, packages, shipping, Amazons, return, happy, like I could go down a list. There's a lot of work to be done. Okay? And I've been on a conquest of finding the perfect job. And I say that kind of sarcastically. Because I understand looking for it, it's this whole dichotomy of this whole thing going on. Basically, looking for this perfect job, those, if you seek it, you're not going to find it. It has to find you, or you have to let it find you. I can go into more detail if you want, but just to summarize it, on my pursuit of finding the better job, I keep getting a worse one. Back in March, I got fired from my job I had for 3 to 4 years. I was crushed. It was a severe tower moment. Because people I thought were my friends betrayed me. My boss, who I thought loved me, betrayed me. I betrayed myself. And again, that's part of how I feel too. I feel like a big betrayal. It's almost like I try to acknowledge what I've done, and I understand how the situation could have played out differently, and obviously we could sit here and go 2020 vision and hindsight, 2020, oh, I shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have done that. So it's like, I understand my fault, but I understand why the situation changed. I became aware of this toxicity of the situation, and I no longer resonated with it. For instance, I had a friend who wasn't a friend. I had to learn the lesson to set up boundaries. Actually, that's all it's basically been, is these past 5 months is me building boundaries. Because that job, started telling my bosses no. Like if I was told to do something I truly didn't want to do or wasn't okay with, I would do it. So for instance, I was burning myself out. I was working 70 hours a week. Three doubles a week. 2 to 3 doubles a week. And I allowed him to do that. But finally one day I'm like, dude, I'm done. I'm tired. I'm getting burnt out. I can tell I'm getting stressed. I'm coming into work angry because I'm doing 3 doubles in a row. And then I'm getting in trouble because I'm getting angry. So, how about we just take out the doubles? He got pissed. Because I used to be the go-to guy. Oh, someone calls in, Adam, you stay. Oh, someone called in, Adam, you don't have life. You can stay. And finally, I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm tired. So obviously, I could sit here and nitpick and be like, oh, this is what caused my downfall. It doesn't really fucking matter. So I got fired. For 2 weeks, I had no job. I streamed, I played games, I actually had fun. The first week, I obviously was freaking the fuck out. Second week, I was okay. I didn't realize I actually dipped my toe into the proverbial pool of my new life. It's like right now I'm still kind of in that weird spot of 1 foot in my new life, 1 foot in my old life. Well, it's kind of funny. I was laughing about it this morning because now it feels like this. It feels like this. Like now my foot's this far into my new life, and this foot's like way back into the past. I'm like, all right, I'm stretching my legs, but they don't want to agree. So I'm working towards letting go of my old self. The second job was worse. It was another UPS store, but it progressively got worse. I had a narcissistic female manager. The owners were quite deceptive and two-faced. And again, this is all going back to the reflection of my own reality, is I've had those patterns reappear multiple times. And as we know, patterns continue until someone breaks the cycle. So I have been working on breaking these cycles. Well, finally, I think I did with that one specific scene. What happened was, I had this woman who ended up being my boss. Even though I had more experience, she got to be my boss, one of those scenarios. And she had no idea what she was doing. She treated everyone like crap and just made everyone a typical narcissist, Well, finally, I got to the point I stood up to her. I was, unfortunately, as kind as I could be. I got to the point I was getting a little rude. Just because I just finally let myself be me. Like, for instance, one time, and again, I'm not trying to pull you into this and say, oh, look at this horrible person, what she did. Just like, this is something that happened. This was my response. Those who have been following my channel know I'm disabled. Technically disabled, not really. I can still function. However, it's very obvious. So one day she looks at me and goes, "Hey Adam, come here, I want to borrow that arm. I have a scratch on my back I need." I'm just like, I literally sat there. This was my exact reaction. I go, "No." And I just went back to my phone. And I was like, maybe I could have replied better, but... And my coworker's like, "I thought you were going to flip the fuck out on her. I thought you were going to yell at her and cuss her out." It's like, no, just gave her a nasty look and told her no. That's about it. It was like, well, okay. And then through that scenario, I had to continue to set boundaries. She kept forcing work on me. It's like, you're the manager, you know? You have to take certain responsibility, and I'm not willing to do everything myself. That's one of the patterns I've been trying to break, because I feel like I do. That's been one of the biggest patterns I've had all my life, is I have been hyper independent. Growing up, you know, the kind of scenario, you have to be your own parent. In fact, you have to parent your parent. You know how that goes. And I can already feel the edge of my voice. I can feel myself getting snippy. So I can feel the anger and the energy coming through. I still haven't completely let it go, or else I wouldn't be repeating this pattern. So I finally quit that job. I actually went against what I normally do. I quit. I put in my 1 week and I fucking walked out. I've always been taught to be a man of honor. Never fuck over your job. You always put in your 2 weeks. You always, literally, my dad raised me to be, yes, man. Yes, sir. I will do whatever you say. Yes, sir. Give me my paycheck. I will do work. You want to load me up with twice as much work as everyone else? Yes, sir. No, sir, I will not piss you off. Yes, sir, I will come in every day. Yes, sir, I can stay. So eventually I got to the point, I'm like, you know, I'm kind of tired of being that person. So I put in my 1 week notice. And on my last day, I was working with the boss, the narcissistic boss. Well, she changed her schedule to where she came in 2 hours later. And I didn't even know this. My coworker told me this. So all I know is it's Saturday, which is one of our busiest days. I've got to line out the fucking door, and I'm running the whole store myself. She's not here. It's been an hour. I literally took a picture of the store with the line wrapped around and said, "Hey guys, you're an hour late. I don't know what's going on, but I hope you brought your keys because I'm not going to be here." They're like, "What?" She was there so fucking fast. She got there. She's like, "Did you do this?" I'm like, "Yep." "Did you do this?" "Yep." "Did you do?" I was like, "Yep." And I just walked out and shut the door. I wasn't rude. I wasn't nasty. I'm just like, "Yep, I did everything. I closed my shift. I closed the store. Bye." And I just walked out and I left her. And I went home. I'm just like, damn, that felt good. That felt real good. Not because I fucked someone over, but because I got to express myself the way I wanted to. Part of the other piece is I've always felt like I'm not allowed to be me. Whenever I tried to speak my mind or speak my truth, I don't feel like I would communicate it properly. Even to these days, I still feel like communication's difficult. But it's like, I don't know. I do my best, but I never feel like anyone understands me. So I do better, and I work on my communication more and more and more, and I've already lost my train of thought. I forgot where I was going with it. But that's part of the barriers and the boundaries. Maybe I'll loop back to it. I've already lost the thought, but... So I moved on to another job, and again, it's worse, which I didn't think was possible. Now the scenario is I'm running an entire store myself, basically. I am still making the same amount of money, but I got promoted. So now I'm the manager of the store, and I'm running the store, but I'm still getting paid the same amount. My managers won't hire anyone new. They're not paying me my overtime. Like, I can't even get them to help. They've run the store for a year, but yet they have no idea how to do anything and can't answer any of my questions. In fact, when they hired me, they did nothing. They said, "Okay, welcome to the store," and went to India. I didn't have any profiles. I didn't have anything set up. In fact, they basically expected me to run it with their profiles, which also is illegal. So I am actually in a worse scenario. So I'm like, okay, you know what? As of this point, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna go. I'm about to quit. I've literally almost quit 3 times. But now Spirit's like, whoa, hold on. It's like, I'm sorry, what? This is another bad situation. I thought you were teaching me to walk away from these type of situations. Spirit's like, yeah, but stop and think. It's not going to tell me the answers. So I'm like, okay, let's look at the scenario. Right now, I'm in a job where I'm doing all the work myself. Okay, as I've acknowledged, I feel like I have to do all the work myself. So I'm in another scenario where I'm doing all the work myself. And I hate it. I'm just like, alright, I'm done with this. That's part of the process. Part of the process is experiencing what you don't want so you know what you do want. What resonates with you internally. Because you don't know until you try it. Turns out, I don't like a 9-to-5 job. I honestly, and here's the funny part is, I actually manifested this job. I was thinking at my last job, well, I got hired as the assistant. I've got way more experience. Maybe things would be different if I was the store manager. If I had control. Maybe things would be different. Maybe I wouldn't hate this job. Maybe I would actually love it, and maybe that's my dream, is running a UPS store and being a manager, because I like the creativity. I like the idea of having my own store and being able to customize it, modify it, and run it my way. But that's not what's happening. They basically want me to do everything their way, but they're not going to tell me how to do it. So it's like, okay. That's not what I want. What I really want is freedom. I want freedom to be me. I want freedom to do what I want. I want freedom. I just want freedom. And I'm not getting it on this 9-to-5 job. But Spirit's like, wait, learn the lessons that are there. Because now I'm having to heal my dad energy. My father trauma. The narcissistic female trauma was mom or stepmom energy, And then my dad was also abusive and narcissistic. So now I'm dealing with abusive, narcissistic men. Like, the guy actually one day, in group chat, started just blowing me up. You need to start doing this. You need to start... And the point was, it's something that was stupid. It's like, they make the schedule. That's not something the store manager does. But he was telling me to go back and document the schedule. As in, ask every employee what they worked for their hours. And then tell him. Every week. Even though they're the ones that make the schedule. And the funny thing is, they don't talk to me. So like, if one of them, because it's a family that runs it, if one of them needs to call out, they just text their family member and tell them to work. And if I'm not there, I'm not going to be able to tell. So they're basically setting me up for failure. That's abusive. And I talked to one of the coworkers, I'm like, dude, I'm not doing this. If your dad's going to be fucking abusive, I will leave right now. I do not care. I do not care. No. I'll talk to him. It's okay. But now I'm finally at that point, like I said, I'm ready to just walk out. Fuck it. However, the lessons I need to learn. For instance, standing up for myself. I finally stood up to him. So what happened was, for this last month, they royally fucked me over. I got started. I didn't have any permissions. I didn't have any profiles. And the profiles we did have, their passwords got changed. So halfway through the first month, I got locked out of the accounts we did have. So I couldn't run the store. I couldn't do... Basically, it was a profile to do all my manager stuff, and I got locked out. But because they were in India, and nobody else knew what they were doing, we got locked out for the rest of the time being. And all they kept telling me was call tech support. I'm like, no, dude, tech support is literally telling me to call my manager. We'll call tech support. I'm like, guys, you don't understand. So I'm now in this situation that's definitely testing my boundaries. Definitely. And I'm having to set them instead of just fucking walking away and be like, no, you know what, fuck you, I'm done. If you're going to test my boundaries, I'm just done. No. What I'm having to do is stand up for myself. In a kind and peaceful manner. So what happened was, I did call tech support. Tech support told me to call their manager. So I essentially ratted my managers out to their managers. And their manager told me that they were trying to do all this stuff on purpose. He's like, yo, man, this manager tries to get his manager to do everything when he shouldn't. There are certain things this manager can do, and there are certain things this manager can do. But I've already talked to him about it. Is he trying to get you to do it? I was like, yes. He goes, okay. Okay. So even after I told them, they were still trying to get me to do it. Like, he even went and put on this big show. Oh, I'll come in and how do you do this? And show me how to do this. And I showed him. I was like, I just can't do it because I don't have permission. I don't have password. He's like, all right, I'll take care of it. And I showed him where to find the information. I come in the next morning and he texts me, hey, can you make sure the password works? And I did. I was like, yeah, it works. He goes, okay, so you still need to set up the pricing. I was like, I'm sorry, you just denied me a raise. So you're not paying me for manager pay. You just denied me a raise, and now you're telling me to do your job. Okay, that's my breaking point. So I messaged him back and said, unfortunately, and I was actually verbatim, I said, unfortunately, after consulting with multiple people, one of them being tech support, one of them being another store manager, I found out the reason I'm having trouble doing this is because I'm not supposed to. It's supposed to be the chore of the franchisee. And he said, okay, I guess I got it. I was like, yes, you do. I'm not doing it. So now it's back to a whole nother, I'm having to learn how to set boundaries again instead of just walk away. Walking away is easy. I could easily just say, you know what, I don't like you, fuck you, I'm gone. And I'm doing my best to communicate it. But the issue is, like I said, I feel like, they're doing it on purpose. It's narcissistic. So even though I communicated to them, and that's why I don't feel like communication's fruitful. Because no matter what I say, it's because the narcissistic tendencies, they're not going to get it or they don't care. But I'm still trying to communicate how I feel anyways. Even if it gets me fired. Even if setting up boundaries gets me fired. As of this point, I'm over everything. I'm completely at the point I'm trying to do my best to completely surrender to the universe. I understand that I have no control. And yet, somehow, I'm still trying to grasp control. So here's a good example. I was going to bed one day, and I'm just kind of like half dazed. I'm just like, man, I know, Spirit, you've been trying to work with me and trying to heal me and help me heal. And this new life I want to take on, I have to be this new version of me. I have to heal. I have to be this healed version because the old version of me just can't handle it. So I'm like, all right, so Spirit, I'm trying. I know you know I'm trying. So just go ahead. Show me the next step. Do the next thing to help me learn the lesson. And the voice in my head, I know it makes me sound crazy, but it's my voice, but it's Spirit. But I'm just going to say it's Spirit. So Spirit's like, hey man, are you sure? You know what you're asking? I was like, yeah, I understand. When I ask for a gift, you give me a lesson, not the gift. It's like if I ask for patience, you give me a situation to be patient. It's like, yes. Are you sure? And I was like, yeah, I'm sure. I literally woke up the next morning and my car gets towed. You can bet I was yelling profanities. I woke up like, what the It was actually really funny. It was one of those, I step outside, it was kind of like a hangover scene. I step outside, I'm like, well, because I park in apartments, I don't always get the same parking spots. So sometimes I have to park, like, way down. So I'm like, where the fuck did I park? Clicking my keys. I'm like, alright, alarm. My alarm's not going off. Where the fuck is my car? What the hell? So finally, I flipped out a little bit, had some issues. I'm like, dude, it was the first thing in the morning. And I tried to call my boss and tried to call in, and they're like, oh, well, I'm gonna need you to come into work. I literally stopped and I'm like, Jill, my car is missing. Yeah, I know, but I still need you to come open the store. I'll pay for Uber. Like, that's great, but I'd still like to figure out what's wrong with where my car is. Well, yeah, I know, but you can do that at work. It's like, okay. Oh, I was pissed the rest of the day. I tried my best not to be angry all day. That was the lesson. It's like, I had to not let it ruin my fucking day. I got to work, and I bet your ass I was pissed. Because especially since I was the only one there. So, like, I am working through these emotions while helping a crap ton of customers. That was the lesson. And I say it bitterly. Because I'm like, oh, hell no, that was not fun. I needed to learn the lesson, but it was I do not kid you, I almost punched a few people in the face, one of them being my boss, because he had the gall to show up that day. So I'm learning a lot these past few months, and I'm terrified. Oh, to continue that story though, the funny part was, people at work could tell. My customers like, dude, what's wrong? Are you okay? I'm like, it's been a long day. Finally, one of them kept prying. It's like, dude, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? I'm like, well, just let me help you. Just please be on your way. I don't want to talk about it anymore. So he kept bugging me. I was like, fine, dude. Because, like, I didn't have my work shirt. I have a muscle shirt I wear underneath, like, a tank top as an undershirt. And I was wearing my tank top. He's like, oh, man, what are you doing? You, like, working out? It's like, no, my shirt's in my car. He's like, where's your car? I was like, it got towed. It got towed. And he's like, well, man, what happened? I was like... And I told him. He goes, you know what, man, I'm sorry. Here. And he hands me $200. Cash. So obviously, the lesson was, shit happens. But the universe has you. Literally. Like, within the same day. I can't even make this shit up. So the lesson there was, it's okay. It's okay. I've got you. I'm being told clear as day. And yet I'm still scared. Yet I'm still terrified. A part of me still doesn't believe that it's going to happen. It's like the kid taking candy from a stranger. Maybe the stranger's really nice. Maybe they have all good intentions, but they want to give you the candy. However, the kid's like, can feel something's off, but they really want the candy, but something is stopping them and they don't want to take it because of fear. I'm still got that. It's still going on. I can feel this new life. In fact, that's what I was trying to say was I'm trying to control it now. I can feel it. It's like, okay, I want to get up and draw, and I can feel this energy. I can feel the abundance. I can feel the safety. Even though I'm still scared, even... Excuse me. Like I said, I'm still waking up. I've not even finished my first cup of coffee. Oh, it's getting hot in my car. The other reason I don't record in my car is it's hot. I'm in Texas, my AC doesn't always work. So, I'm learning these lessons now. And of course, I just want to quit. I don't want to learn the lessons. It's kicking my ass. I'm in between being okay and being in constant tears. Because that's just how I feel. That's just how my internal state is. I've been purging so much. Literally. And it's gotten to the point I can't even stop it anymore. It's like I'm sitting at work and something just triggers. It's like, hey, you just got over some emotional trauma. And I'm like, dude, I'm at work. Could you not dredge up my past in my brain while I'm trying to help this customer? Because there has been times I break down at work. Like, I'm at work and I just start crying. But I can feel it. It's like, okay, so I know this new life is right around the corner, and I want to quit and say, alright, let's do it now. I'm so done with this job. I'm so done with this life. Let's start this new life. But now Spirit's like, bleh, 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 bleh. Hold on. I was like, oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Rawr! Seriously. Like, the little kid in me just wants to go, just like knock all the shit off my desk, I'm just fucking, I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over being patient. I've literally been patient for years. I'm sorry, universe. You know me all too well. I am doing my best. I'm doing my best. And I know you guys are too. I'm gonna try to start posting more content again. This time I didn't even do a tarot reading. I kind of wanted to, but I'm kind of getting away from it a little bit. Main reason being, I'm moving past the point of needing answers. It's still nice to get them. It's okay to ask for help, it's okay to ask for answers. But you don't necessarily need to ask for it. It's like, I don't need validation, I don't need answers. If shit's a little whack, it's okay. And that's the part I'm trying to learn right now. This shit's pretty whack. That's one of the major lessons, is learning to be okay in the uncomfortability. I know this new life is right around the corner, but it's like, hey man, you still gotta be okay with what's going on, even if it sucks. And that's one of the things I've been stuck on. It's just like, okay, well clearly I'm in an environment that is not good for me. Why am I still here? And it's the answers. It's all answers. I don't have answers for you either. I just hope me sharing my life and what I've learned can help you. Help skip a few beats for you guys. Not that I want you to rush your journey or rush through the healing, but if I am able to incite any healing at all, that's just kind of the point. If anything I say resonates and actually helps, worst case scenario, I'm just sitting here talking to a phone and complaining. It is what it is. I did actually bring my tarot deck. And the funniest thing I realized, I've been calling all of my decks tarot cards when they're not. I've actually had nothing but oracle decks. And I have one tarot deck. My bad. Sorry, guys. And my cards have also been all on point. Even with someone else's deck. Normally I don't like touching other people's decks. I've always felt like it's sacred energy, like you kind of, leave your signature on it. And whenever somebody else touches your deck, it kind of like contaminates it. But my sister's like, oh yeah, I've got a couple of oracle decks, dude. She doesn't even use them. I didn't even ask. I didn't do anything. I just picked them up. I was looking at them. I was touching them. And I decided to play one of them, and I did 3 cards. I didn't ask any questions. Didn't say nothing. And the reading was super accurate. And I'm just like, okay. On point, as always. The other part I've always been scared of was not of telling incorrect information. This whole channeling game, and yes, I say game, is because it's filtered through my perspective, through your perspective. So I could channel one message, but someone else could completely channel a different message, and it could still technically be coming from the same source. So I'm just doing my best. On the bottom of the deck is the 6 of Cups. I've had a reading about this one before. To me, it seems like an overflow of abundance. This one, the book actually said something about childlike nature, because even though it's like old medieval time artwork, it's kind of hard to tell if they're kids or adults. But these ones are kids. And these kids, actually, I completely forgot what the card said, but in my mind, look at all these cups you have. A beautiful garden, a bounty that he possibly made. These look like a business he's doing. These cups are his harvest. But it looks like he's not selling it, he's giving it away. It's his abundance. He is so fucking abundant that he's giving it away. That's how I always perceive this card. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh, you're fucking rich. You're going to be rich. In reality, I mean, technically you kind of are. We're always abundant. But I'm not, like, trying to say, oh, I'm filling you up and you're going to be rich in the future. Maybe you are. I don't know. I just know that's what this is. The first card on the top, though. The Lovers. Oh. Interesting. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of that. Love energy going on lately. I've been doing a lot of work on myself and loving myself a lot. And like I said, I've finally gotten to the point I feel like I might actually be detached from love. I don't care anymore. If it happens, it happens. That's great. If it doesn't, whatever, man. I've been single for over 7 years. Sure, there are days I feel lonely. Then I got to the point, I don't know if I care anymore. I haven't given up on love, and I'm not rejecting it, But now, of course, now that's the funny part is literally love signs are everywhere. It's like, oh, love, 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 love. I'm like, I'm over this too. Next card. The Wands. Ooh, just Wands. Night Wands. Ooh, I haven't gotten that one yet. Maybe horses are in my future, because I just heard one neighing. I actually don't understand what this card's trying to tell me. Maybe it's someone coming to my valiant rescue. I'm just kidding. Nobody's coming to rescue you but you. Let me see what it says. The Knight of Cups, the Four of Wands, the Nine of Wands, the Queen of Wands. Ah, here we are. The Knight of Wands. He is shown as if upon a journey, armed with a short wand, and although mailed is not on a warlike warlike errand, he is passing mounds of pyramids. Well, that makes even less sense. Departure, absence, flight, immigration, a dark young man, friendly. Change of residence. Oh, well, that's pretty fucking obvious. I am in the process of finding a new apartment. That's the reason I'm living with my sister. So, guess what? There's abundance, love, and change in your life. Go figure. I didn't want it to be a typical tarot reading like that, but you know what? It turned out to be a typical tarot reading. I don't get on to tell you guys what you want to hear. I try to tell you what you need to hear. Or more or less, what I need to hear. Because then again, like I say before and I say it again, I don't do these videos for you. I actually do them for me. It's to help me process, to help me explore myself and document. But at the same time, in doing so, it helps you. Or at least I hope it does. Either way, y'all have a great day. Let's see where this crazy-ass journey goes. Fuck. I'm gonna post another update at some point, let you guys know. Have a great day.